Beautiful morning. It's about 10:15, mid-March, and I'm in the smallest county in England, and that of course is Rutland. I'm at the village of Manton, and we're going to do a little bit of cycling on a country road and also on the track alongside Rutland Water. One of, in fact it might even be England's largest reservoir. You ready for that? Come on then. A very nice scene to open with, a lovely country pub. That is the Horse and Jockey. Like many villages in Rutland and Northamptonshire, there's lovely stone cottages, but there's a most unusual church tower or bell tower. It's not even actually a tower. Don't know what you'd call that. Do you know? You tell me then. That is lovely, that is. Oh, I think that's lovely. This is looking now from the east side. Oh, nice to find the church open. I don't see any stained glass. It's just a nice plain little church, but it's those lovely bells that are the eye catcher. Ah, I spot one stained glass window here. There's a plaque there, 1716. Just round here we've got the organ. Pretty sure that this is a later addition. It has two pulpits, one that side and one this side. That's a general view looking back down the church. You can see the bell ropes which operate the two bells and their wheels. Quite simply, two cords going up to the bells. There you go, a nice, simple, straightforward church. And that is looking along Church Lane. Standing on the village green now. Nice and simple, tree on each corner, it's on a triangle. Nice daffodils round the base of each tree. This is the main road through the village. Got an ambulance coming down there. And this is looking down Stocks Hill. Stocks Hill runs down into the valley and of course to the church as well. Just come up there. That's the road we're going to be travelling along now, and the road travels along the ridge high above Rutland Water. Look at that lovely blue water, because we've got a blue sky reflecting on it, but that's gorgeous, isn't it? So we're going to go along on the road just mentioned and come back somewhere along the water's edge. I've never been up here before, so it'll be as new to you as it is to me, or as new to me as it is to you, but I'm sure we'll enjoy some very nice views. Oh, the freedom of a bicycle. And oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I hope I do not get a puncture, 'cause I'll have to walk back all the way. Okay, just down there is the little village of Linden, and we've come now to Rutland Water, where we can get down and perhaps cycle along the water's edge. This is Linden Hill Nature Reserve and Visitor Centre, so we'll pedal off down there and see what we can find. Okay. Nice farmstead there. It looks a bit sheepish down here. Just see the reservoir through the bushes. Morning. Right across the other side of the reservoir is Oakham. Bit breezy now, just coming down by the water. Slow, steep hill. Good job we got brakes then, isn't it? It's nice going downhill on a bike. The trouble is, eventually you've got to come back up the hill. Quite steep that, I was nearly slipping off the saddle. Hello sheepies. Well, there you go. We're going to cycle 2.8 miles towards Normanton, which is along there. Got this hedge separating us from the edge of the reservoir at the moment, but no doubt it'll open up and we'll get some decent views. I just cycled along this little bit of path here and it sounded like water washing up on a beach. We can just get through here and just have a look across the water. There must be quite a little bit of breeze out there, and the water's obviously nice and high, and plenty of water to drink during the coming summer months. I don't know the layout of this reservoir. There's a large building up there on the hill. Don't know whether that's a pumping station or something, really don't know. Could be a large private house. The sound of water lapping on the shore. Beautiful. We'll pedal on a little more. And at the moment I shan't be doing much filming while I'm cycling, because this path is rather bumpy. Water, water everywhere, and it's all for us to drink. But be careful, if you jump in and you can't swim, you will surely sink. What a beautiful scene, eh? Oh, absolutely gorgeous. The lovely blue sky reflecting on the water. Always makes me comment that people who go overseas to the Mediterranean say, "Oh, the water's so blue." And of course, so it is in every country when there's a blue sky and the sun's shining. We're going up there now. This is where we're at now. I have cycled something like 3 miles, and we're going into a wooded area now. You've got a big rotting tree there. We're going up the hill, and just over here is another, what we'll call first signs of spring, because this tree is bringing out its leaves. Well, that made me puff a bit coming up there. We're going down again now, you see. You think because you're cycling round the water's edge that it's all going to be flat, but that is not always the case. Couple of swans out there. Catkins on that tree now dying off. And look at this, it's up and down, up and down. And it does make you puff. But you don't pedal down the downhill bits. Start pedalling again to go up the uphill bits, you see. Up and down, cyclists dismount. Wow. You can either do that or wear your brakes out. Look at that, eh? Whew. Right, I'm not going to film going down there. It's silly, isn't it? A bit dangerous. So we'll put the camera back on in a short while. It'll be just a second or two for you, of course. Someone there looking for their breakfast, look. Little beetles, worms, and over on the other side of the reservoir is a nice farmstead. Quite a way away that is, actually. You might be interested to know that if you was to cycle right round this reservoir, you would cover somewhere like 24 miles. That's looking south, and in the distance I can see what could be a yacht club. Won't know until we get there, but there's lots of boats and masts sticking up there. But the path looks as if it goes right past there, so we'll be able to suss out exactly what it is. And over there is a tower. Don't know what that is either. Well, that question's been answered. It's Rutland Sailing Club. Hundreds of boats. Have already passed a lot of them, but you couldn't film because it's surrounded by trees and high hedges, so it's very private. I should think that that's the clubhouse. Very nice, and some lovely daffodils here under the trees. Well, just past the yacht club, there's a little village over there, which we'll probably cycle, when we come back we'll probably cycle through that village. It's looking out across the reservoir. Not many birds on the reservoir, although of course they could be mating and building nests. Morning. I'll just quickly stop here. There you can see all the boats, look. Well, right across the water there I can see some kind of church. So we'll have to go and have a look at that, won't we? Curiosity. And through the trees there, I think, go back in a bit. Are they swans? Oh well, we'll follow the path and see. Lovely, isn't it? Path's quite smooth here, and it looks as if we're coming up to a car park. I haven't seen hardly anybody, and I've now done nearly 5 miles. There's hardly anyone about. Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Going over a cattle grid now. Path's got a bit bumpy. Whee, there we go. Okay, so this is quite a nice car park. Somewhere to get a cup of tea and something to eat. Here we've got toilets, the Water's Edge Cafe Bar, and we've come from Linden and Manton, and there we are, there, questions answered, look, a Normanton church. I've got to admit that the paths around this reservoir are not as good as they are around Grapham Water and Pittsford. They're very, very variable. Bumpety, bumpety, bump, look. Mind you, if I raise my bum off the saddle, the camera doesn't shake so much. Little bump there. Oh, look at that. Now that's nice, isn't it? Looking back there now at the yacht club. About half an hour ago we were cycling right along the banks of Rutland Water, right over there. So we've come a fair old distance and we've got to go all that way back. But what's fascinating me here with this church is the reflections of the water in the windows. Lovely, isn't it? Oh, such simple things that bring great pleasure. And someone here who's looking for a new home, I should think. He was trying to get on my finger as I was leaning against the post. Well, a few ducks here, and this is the Normanton Church Museum. Open from 11 AM to 4 PM, April to September, October weekends only, so we're not going to get a look inside. But there you go. But it's very nice, outstanding, isn't it? Sitting there like that. Well, I was hoping to let you see a little bit of the inside of the church through the windows, but being a museum there's all display stands and everything blocking any views of getting pictures. So just to show you that all around this church is very well protected by these rocks. You can do 3 different cycling, in fact probably 4 different cycling tours around this huge reservoir. Like I said, this one's on the south side. You can go down part of the way into the middle of the reservoir, and you can also do a couple of cycle rides on the north side. And there's a sort of a butterfly cum reptile visitor centre over there, right over there somewhere. I thought I'd finish off with a closer look at the tower. Very ornate. There you go. There's a few more people around this side of the reservoir. So I think we'll be travelling back now. Going to find the road. There's a road up there somewhere that I heard traffic on. So we'll be going back by road. And here's another sign of spring coming along. So we've done about 6 miles since we left Manton along the southern edge of the reservoir. We're now on the road going back through Edith Weston and perhaps see what's of interest in this little village, and gradually make our way back to Manton. This is Church Lane, which of course obviously must lead down to a church, but some lovely blossom out. It's the 12th of March incidentally. My golly, there's a magnolia tree coming out there. That is very, very early, that is. And right in front of us we find the church. This looks to be another nice, neat little church. The clock says 10 minutes to 12. How right that is, I don't know. When I come out on my bike, I don't bring a watch with me. I haven't got a clue what the time is. It's always difficult to know where to start when you come into a church. So we start with the candles and a lovely chandelier. And another circle of candles and a lovely font. Followed up by 2 lovely stained glass windows. Royal Air Force, in recognition of the close links with the village of Edith Weston and the county of Rutland. Certainly not as plain as Manton Church, is it? Seems to have much more to offer. There's the bell pulls. Lovely timber roof. Takes some looking after. Has to be treated for things like death watch beetle. Once again, there's 2 pulpits. Not being a church goer, I don't know why that would be, but this one looks very ancient. Look at the pretty patterns on the floor from the stained glass window. And up there on the wall. This is looking up at the ceiling of a little side chapel. Most unusual organ. And the choir stalls, all nicely padded seats, and the altar. Back out in the sunshine under the glorious blue sky, and just going up the tower gives me a chance to tell you that I've just been talking to the warden, who says that those candles, the circles that support the candles, are bicycle wheel rims, and the organ that we looked at in there was originally built for a big country house. It's not really a church organ. So there's a nice gem of information for you. Alright, we're going to head back towards Manton now. Oh, it's lovely this springtime, and it with all the daffodils. Lovely little cottages. This is the village centre. So we're coming up to what they call the main road, but it's not a main A-class road. Some nice flowers there. Just go over and have a look. Pretty pink. The Wheat Sheaf pub there. Few people probably having a bite to eat. Nice little flower displays. Just got off my bike, looking over the fields. Down there in that valley, which is the southern valley, towards the Welland Valley that is, and Uppingham, there's a railway line runs along there. Whether we'll see anything of it remains to be seen. So off we go. We're cycling into the breeze now. It's not really a wind, it's just a breeze. And I'll see you again later. It's about half an hour later since my last shot, and we've arrived back at Manton village. So I thought you might like to have a last look over that beautiful scene. And the warden at the church said that if I go down the Wing road, which is to the village of Wing, I may be able to find signs of the old Manton railway station, because Manton, the village itself, is built on a hill, and the railway line plunges into a tunnel which goes right underneath this village of Manton. So I don't make any promises, but we'll see what we can find. The things we do in search of trains. I got a pedal back up this hill. I'm going down there looking for the entrance to the old Manton station and Manton Junction, which I think is over there. I'm just holding the camera up in the air willy-nilly, so I don't know exactly what you can see, but I think that's the old Manton station. Just along there will be the tunnel which goes under these hills and comes out and heads for Hokum, or even Oakham. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful. I don't mind doing this. There's another tunnel. That over there is the village of Wing, but there's another tunnel goes through there on the way to Corby. I've come about a mile down a long drag. I've got to go all the way back up there yet. And this is the old road to the station, so I'm led to believe. There's an old building there, and there's the railway bridges, or bridge. I don't know whether there's more than one arch or two arches or what, but I did hear a train, but they won't be, they'll be quite scarce, I would think, the trains. But comes over here and then it plunges into a tunnel, like I said, under the village of Manton. Don't know, there's big gates there. Don't know whether this is private or what. Not really bothered if I can just get a look. But this is the old station site. They can only tell us to clear off. That looks like the old Weybridge office. Oh, and they're working on the railway here. Look at all the sidings, all the old sidings. Hello, mate. Wow. That's an old station house. Lots of old station buildings here. Part of an old platform there, look. I caught a glimpse of the tunnel. Look at the old boards up there, all badly want painting. Sorry for the few bumps. And exciting. It's all quiet. Will we be able to see the tunnel? There's an old signal box up there, look. Because this was Manton Junction, where two lines actually converged. Oh look, oh lovely, oh thank you. Wow. Well, I'm delighted. I don't mind walking up that big hill now, back to Manton. God, that was so lovely. Wacko. Absolutely brilliant. Well, keep your fingers crossed. Now. Can I come up? Yes, certainly. Oh, lovely, thank you. I didn't realise this was still a working signal box. Hard working signal box. Is it? Is that one of the words? I'm videoing, is that alright? Yeah, wait, yeah. It's only private, it's not commercial or anything. God, I've just come pedalling down that hill and I thought, hell, I hope this is going to be worth it because it's a long way back up there. And I just pedal through this site. And there's the train comes down just as I'm ready to sort of wind up the video. That's brilliant. So this is the inside. It's a bit different to where's all the levers gone and everything.
Well, it's a bit more modern than that now. This is the only box on the line like it. That's what it used to be like. That's what it was like originally.
Because this was a very busy junction, weren't it?
It was the Midland Main Line to London.
Yeah, everybody.
Which was this side of the box. Yeah.
And this one goes to Peterborough.
That's Peterborough. That was the Peterborough branch. It's now my main line.
Right.
Yeah. What was the Midland main line is now the Corby Kettering branch.
Right.
If you look up there, that's the station taken from above the box, 1923 and earlier. The reason you can tell that's earlier is that has got parallel sided metal signals.
Oh,
here,
right,
they're wasted wood, they go down to a narrow point before the point.
Yeah.
So that's earlier than 1923.
Absolutely brilliant.
Still absolute block regulations down here, but it's track circuit block down there. When the locals burned down Corby North signal box, it was cheaper to put the panel in here.
Oh right.
So we still control the line down to Corby to Kettering. We have a run round there and 2 branch lines off the branch line. One's the Euro hub for the cars and one's this British Steel Yard.
Oh right, yeah. Oh golly. And up this end, how far do you go up here? Oh, just to this junction.
We deal to Oakham. No, the junction's here.
Oh right, yeah.
This one here. We deal with Oakham there and Ketton there. Yeah.
God, fantastic.
Fantastic. If you wait about, well, it'll be almost an hour. There's a train about to come from Kettering all the way through here, but it'll take him a while before he gets here.
Yeah. Okay. This is a train coming from Stansted Airport, going right through to Birmingham. How about that? Just take a look down the tracks there. That's a retaining wall, and he's just been telling me that there used to be a footbridge go right the way over those lines, right the way across there, right the way over this line here, and crossing all the platforms. Where they're working down there is a stabling point for track maintenance vehicles. And we're waiting on a freight train which is coming up from Wellingborough and Kettering, and should come up this line past here and go through the tunnel. Just going to rest my hand on this gutter pipe a minute. Well, it's quite a long tunnel, isn't it? Yeah, 149 yards. 700, yes. 749 yards. There he is, he's out the other end. Well, here's another one. This is coming through. This is coming from Oakham and going to Peterborough. So we'll swing right round. And there you go. Ain't we lucky bunnies, eh? Up there in the working signal box watching the trains go by at Manton Junction. I've got one more train to show you. A beautiful ending to a lovely video. Thanks very much to British Rail and that signalman who's going to be in touch with me by email and send me lots of pictures. I hope you've enjoyed it. It'll make you come again, won't it? Okay, here's the last train coming. Goodbye.